Welcome to my KCSE revision channel. Marida James, Grigori's Boys High School. We are looking at Form 3 Organic Chemistry 1. The questions we have questions which is testing the sources of alkanes. So petroleum, crude oil, is a mixture of several compounds which are separated in Changamwe refinery by means of apparatus as shown below. So this is the apparatus. You can see we have a crude oil, then we have the components. We are supposed to what is the name of the apparatus above? You give the name of the apparatus. What is the name of the process which is used in the separation of a crude oil? What physical property of compounds in the mixture does the separation depend? Use the letters A to G to describe where the following could be formed. The fraction that represents gases, the fraction that represents the largest molecule, the fraction that represents liquid with the lowest boiling point. Then state the use of the product produced at G and C, and then finally draw apparatus for the separation of the product produced at D and water. I hope you will enjoy. Grigori's Boys is the center of excellence, the headquarters of chemistry in East and Central Africa. Now, in this diagram, it is testing the sources of alkanes. And what do you know that alkanes occur naturally as a natural gas. So you can have alkenes as in natural gas. We have natural gas. You can get as biogas, and then you can have as a crude oil. So the major source of alkane is a crude oil. So the components of a crude oil are separated through the fractional distillation. So this one here, it is the fractional. The whole process is the fractional distillation. The fraction to obtain have various uses here. Now in part A, in where we have part A, this is where we have a petroleum gas. So you will be having here, you have the petroleum gas. So you will be having the petroleum. You have the petroleum gas. You will be having this petroleum gas, and this petroleum gas it is used for we have this one as a laboratory. So this one can be used as a laboratory gas. So you can use this one, can be used as a laboratory gas. It can also be used for domestic gas cookers. So you can have this one as domestic gas cookers. That is the first component that you can get there. In this, the second component, you get a component which is called the gasoline. So you can have here the gasoline, and the gasoline in most cases is used as fuel for cars. So you can have this one as fuels for cars. And then you can also have the component that can be separated at P, C. We call it naphtha. This one here, it is naphtha. And this one, it can be used for making chemicals. So you can have this one as making of chemicals. So you have this one as making of chemicals. Then at D, you will get a component of kerosene. So you will be getting a component of kerosene. Kerosene, it has various use. It can be used as a laboratory. It can be used as a laboratory gas, and then it can also be used as a domestic use. The other component you can get at the E is you can get, this is where you can get the diesel oil, then you can have the diesel oil, which can be used for fuels for car. This one you can have as fuels for cars. Can be used to fuels for cars. It can be used for fuels for lorries, or you can use it by passes. Then if you have a component where we have now the component of we can have this one at F as fuel oil. So you have this one as fuel, or you can have the oil there, which is this one. This component is used for fuel for. This is used for fuel for ships, so it can be used to fuel for ships. Then it can also be used as a power stations and others. So the last part where we have this part G, we can have this as a residue, and the component which comes out here is a putamen. So the component is a putamen, and this putamen is used for, so you can have this one for, is used for roads and roofs. So it is used for roads and roofs. So these are the various components which can be separated from the crude oil. So the other major thing that you need to know, that at this point this ratio is very hot. So you can have this one is very hot. In fact, at a temperature which is above 350 degrees, and this one here is very cool. So it cools us below a temperature of 25. Now, between the where we have the reparatory gas, in this case, what can you have? So between the components of the reparatory gas, the components of the petroleum, the gasoline, and the naphtha, what are their properties in this case? So what is the properties of these components? The properties of these components, that is from here. So we can have the components up to naphtha. The components up to naphtha, I think naphtha is here. So the components up to naphtha. First of all, this one here, they are small molecules. So you can have this one as small molecules. So you can get this one as a small molecules. They have low, so you can have low boiling point. So they have a low boiling, they have low boiling points. They are very, so you can have this one here, very volatile, and then we can have they flows easily. So we can have they flows easily, and finally you can say that they ignites easily. The components you can have from the the diesel, this part, the diesel up to the diesel up to where we have the putamen. The properties, one, you can have this one here where you will be getting large molecules. So they are large molecules. In that case, they have a high boiling point. So their boiling points are very high. So they have a high boiling points. They have a high boiling points, and then not very volatile. So you can say that this one is not volatile. And this case does not flow, and then we have does not flow easily. So does not flow easily, and then they does not flow easily, and then they does not flow does not flow easily, then does not ignite easily. So does not ignite easily. So those are the components of a crude oil. Now, if we can now come back to our questions, if we come back to our question, what is the name of the apparatus? The name of the apparatus is called the fractionating column. So the name of the apparatus is called fractionating column. The fractionating column. Now, what is the name of the process which is used in the separation of the crude oil? The name of the process is called the fractional distillation. So the name of the process, we call this one as a fractional. We have this one as a fractional distillation. Then what physical property of compounds in the mixture does the separation depend? The separation depends difference in the boiling points of its component. So we have differences in the boiling point, differences of in the boiling points, differences in the boiling point points of its components. Use the letters A to G to describe where the following could be formed. We have the fraction that separates out as gases. The fraction that separates out as gases, you aggregate them at A, so you can have, you aggregate them to some of A. A fraction that represents the largest molecule. The fraction that represents the largest molecule is like that. Then the largest molecule, and this is the smallest molecule, the largest molecule. So the largest molecule is a letter G, where we have the butamen. Then we have the fraction that represents a liquid with the lowest boiling point. A liquid with the lowest boiling point, we have fuels for cars. When this property here, they have a low boiling point, so we can have that one as letter P. State the use of the product at G. So the use of the product at G, this one here is a butamen, which is used roads and roofs. So it is used in road construction. So this one is used in, we have this one as a road construction. It is used as a road construction, or you can say road construction and roofing. Then C, but component C, this is used for making chemicals. So this one is for making chemicals. Now draw apparatus for the separation of the product produced at D and water. So the product produced at D, we have this one as a diesel oil. So we are drawing a separating funnel, which is used to separate two immiscible substances, liquids, that is oil and kerosene, oil and water. So we draw a separating, we call it a separating funnel. So you can draw this separating funnel. So this is an apparatus that can be used to separate the production of D and water. Remember, it has a tap, then where we can control once one liquid comes out, then you use the tap to control. So this is a testo funnel, or a separating funnel. follow my channel, kindly subscribe, click the notification bell. You get notified once I upload a new video.